It's Monday, June 2nd. We are on our way for our 4th shakedown. I'm going to film in the car on our way there so we can save time when we get to the trailhead. And today we are going to cross mountain, Tennessee 91 to Iron Mountain Shelter. And according to Far Out, it's about 4.7 miles. And our pack weights today, mine is 30.30 pounds and Old School's is 38.78 pounds. We learned a lot from our last shakedown. It poured rain and was very cold. Most of our things got wet in the tent, so we have made a lot of adjustments. I've also adjusted my pack. I didn't know that you could adjust the torso length, so we have worked on that and the pulling all the straps the correct way and all that to be more comfortable, and I have worn it several times in the neighborhood and all that seems to have helped, so I'm excited about that. I'm also wearing different shoes. I did have the Hoka Gore-Tex. They're sort of like boots. They come up to just above the ankle, and they're super comfortable. There's nothing wrong with them, but I think they're more for like mud and snow and winter and things like that. And they got absolutely soaked on last week's shakedown and they didn't dry out any. So I'm trying some Merrell Moab Sedonas this time, and they are just, what do you call that, low rise or whatever. They come below my ankle. I've been walking in them this week in the neighborhood and they're really comfortable and they're lighter than my Hokas. So I'll be trying that out. And we have a different tarp now. This one's a lot bigger. It also weighs a little more, so we're going to be trying that out. And we brought some very thin plastic. It's actually the ground cloth that came with our tent, but we don't use it as a ground cloth because it's way too thin. But we brought it to put right outside the tent when we step out to help cut down on tracking in mud and dirt and things like that inside the tent. And we're hoping to also put our packs on it to help keep them out of the dirt and mud and stuff like that. And we're going to work on our tent setup to have taller walls, I guess. It's called the bathtub effect or whatever. I'm not sure the official name, but where the bottom border of the tent comes up pretty high, so it helps prevent water and things like that from getting in. So we are going to be working on all that. I lowered my trekking poles just a bit to see if that makes any difference. I've been having a little pain in my right elbow, which I've had over the years. I guess it's bursitis or whatever, and it's been flaring up a little bit lately. So I lowered my trekking poles a little to see if that would help. I think that's all I can think of, the changes and things I'm going to be working on this time. What about you, Old School?
I'm going to work on losing weight, pack weight. I'm at 38 pounds and my pack needs to go on a diet somehow. But I think, in weighing it from last shakedown to this one, I didn't calculate two bottles, two 1 liter bottles of water, which is quite a bit of poundage there, and the extra tarp I'm carrying today, which is heavy. But that's my goal, is to get the weight down. And
you have a new
raincoat
and cook pot.
Cook pot that are much lighter than previous shakedown trips. So I'm working on it. That's it.
So I will check in when we get to the trailhead. It's about 10:10. It is sunny, blue sky, about 56, 58 degrees. Perfect hiking weather. Let's pray it stays this way for the entire trip, because the other 3 shakedowns we've done, we've had rain and cold. So we're hoping for not that this time. So there is the first blaze, and here we go. There's some steps. Beautiful day so far. Praying it continues. We need one. So peaceful. We've only been here about 20 minutes maybe at the most, and we've already seen, I think, 4 through hikers, maybe 5, which is so cool. And when we got to the trailhead, there was someone in the parking lot doing trail magic. So that was so nice. For the through hikers. And there have been several of these bridges just in the short amount of time we've been on trail. Here's another little obstacle course for us ahead. We've had a couple others, but I haven't filmed those, but these are fun to get over. Professional. Pretty yellow mushrooms. Beautiful little flowers. Here's a fun obstacle course. Although thankfully, there's been a workaround formed, which is nice. Some pretty purple flowers. And then this pretty view. More super cool mushrooms. And an airplane. And this cutie patootie. We've hiked about 3 miles and we're stopping for lunch. We found this very nice log in this shady area, which is perfect. And I am having it's a multigrain tortilla, and inside is peanut butter, a banana, sliced strawberries, dried nectarines, and cinnamon. What are you having for lunch?
Peanut butter, pickles with honey in a wrap. Yum, yum.
Yummy. That was the perfect little lunch break. And now we are back on trail. We're going to stop in about half a mile. There's a water source up here to get some water. And then we have about 1.9 miles to the shelter. There are the blue blazes that indicate water. So here's the trail down to the water. Let's go fill up. There's a little side trail that leads to this. Uncle Nick Grindstaff, born December 26th, 1851, died July 22nd, 1923. Lived alone, suffered alone, and died alone. How sad. We're here. We ended up going about half a mile, maybe a little more, past the shelter to this beautiful tent site. So we are going to leave our packs and everything here and then go get water and come back and start setting up camp.
Smile.
The best and fastest water source we've had so far. Only seconds to fill that up. We're back from getting water. Now we're going to enjoy our reward for making it this far. Cheers! There's our tent. We did several adjustments. This is our best setup yet. You can see right here is what I was telling you about. That is the ground cloth that's supposed to go with the tent, but it's kind of thin and flimsy, so I have it out as little rugs to help keep the inside of the tent clean. I have it on both sides, so that'll be nice, I hope, keeping it clean. And then we have the vestibule right there pulled out wider so we can put our packs under there if we need to. And then here is the mega tarp fly setup. It's amazing. That's the best one yet. Super duper large. So we are very pleased with this and have learned a lot along the way to be able to make the tweaks. I did a good job with the jet boil again. We've got the bear bag filled with everything that has a scent. So we're going to go hang that in a tree far away from the tent.
It might do it.
There it goes. Hubs did this bear hang and he got it on the first try. So hopefully safe from bears. I think this is pretty. The moss and then that mushroom. We came down to get some more water. We saw this cutie out for an evening walk. And then you can hear the stream over here. That's where we get water down there. You saw that earlier. But we can hear this from our tent site. So that will be amazing to go to sleep to tonight. We're all settled in our tent, and we are going to do our challenge and highlight for the day. But before that, I want to say this day so far, our trip, it's not over, obviously, but has been absolutely perfect. We needed this so bad. God knew we needed this. The past 3 shakedowns we've been on, we have had rain, wind, sleet, hail, cold,
and sunshine.
Well, not much.
A little.
So we really needed this. The weather, perfection. The trail was very nice. Obviously there were some steep parts, which that's okay, but this has been the least strenuous, I think, section we've been on so far. So perfect weather. We are getting our tent pretty much the way we want it. It's looking really good and getting everything situated there. And last time, all of our things in the tent got wet because it was pouring rain and they were in individual stuff sacks, which were not waterproof, obviously. So we learned all that. So now we brought a compactor bag, which is waterproof. And then I have all my clothes and extra socks and things like that in individual Ziploc bags. And then those bags are in the compactor bag, which is inside the tent. So it shouldn't get wet, even though it's not raining. But we wanted to practice that because we learned that lesson the hard way, but that's what shakedowns are for. Can you think of anything else? Perfect weather, perfect trail. No issues thus far. We're
No
not home
issues.
yet, but
Plenty of water.
yes.
Nearby stream.
The tent site is absolutely gorgeous, as you saw, and we can hear the water running from here, so that is wonderful as well. Can you think of anything else about this trip so far?
Not right now.
Okay, we're going to do our challenge and highlight for the day. My challenge has been sitting on the ground. It hurts. It hurts my back. I can't do it. I have a little foam pad that I brought, but it doesn't really help that much. So it's more comfortable for me to stand. So that is a challenge. Not being able to sit on the ground very long and stay comfortable. It just hurts my back. But that's what happens. But anyway, that's my challenge. And my highlight for the day was everything I just named. The weather, the trail, the tent site, getting everything tweaked the way we want it from the lessons that we've learned. So that's my challenge and highlight. What about you?
Challenge is get my pack weight down still. I know I can't do much about it here, but I will continue to work on that. Highlight was everything about the day. I mean, one throw with a bear bag and it was up in the tree limb. Didn't take 30 minutes to do it. That's great. I mean, everything just fell into place. So I'm excited for the next shakedown to see what goes wrong.
Don't say that.
That's it so far.
Okay, so we will check back in the morning.
Good night.
It's about 4:35 in the morning. We're coming to get the bear bag, which is safe and sound. Getting ready to have some coffee. Lowering it down. Here's the view from our tent site. So pretty. It's about 7 a.m. and we have had coffee, had breakfast, got everything taken down, packed up, repacked, all those things, and we'll be getting ready to hit the trail again here in a few minutes and head home. This has been, although we're not home yet, but this has been the best trip we've had so far. When we got to the tent site, we were able to take our time and set up the tent, and it wasn't pouring rain. The first shakedown we had, our tent leaked, so we had to rush a few more miles to the shelter and stay there. And then the second one we did, it was raining when we set up the tent. And then the third one we did, it was raining, let's see, I think when we set up the tent and also when we took it down. So this trip we were able to relax, setting everything up and taking everything down and having our breakfast, and we're able to be outside during that and not freezing and wet and all those things. So this has been absolutely amazing. 10/10. Here we go. Absolutely beautiful morning. Could not ask for better. Blue sky, sunshine, birds singing. Perfect temperatures. Here's another very pretty stretch of trail with the wild ferns. on both sides of it. More mushroom sightings. Here's a cool one. And then there's one up here that's really pretty. We're almost back to the parking lot. You'll probably be able to hear cars passing by on the road. And we're so thankful for another safe trip. This one by far has been the most pleasant. Although, aside from the perfect weather, what has helped this one be a huge success is implementing the lessons that we've learned from the past 3 we've been on, which has been huge. But when the weather is perfect like this, that is hard to beat. So another shakedown complete.